Hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel where I help frustrated naturals simplify their natural hair routine so they can do less and get more results. So, welcome back to another Detangle and Talk. I know it has been a while since I've done one of these, but sometimes I just don't have anything to talk about, or other videos need to come out before this, and that was the case with this one. I had already planned to do this Detangle and Talk, but then other things needed to come out before it. We will also be featuring the sounds that are in my house because I film these when other people are here. By other people I mean my husband, and he in the kitchen, so he's gonna be making noises. So first of all, here's the detangle part of this. I am using the Curl Keeper brush. If you're looking at it and going, oh my god, that's like the viral unbrush, it's actually a little different as far as the handle and the brush head size and the proportion of those two. So I will be linking the Curl Keeper brush in the description box, and I will also be linking the Philips Flex brush, which is exactly the same brush, though I did realize like a couple of weeks ago I went on there just checking my stuff, and I noticed suspiciously, or maybe not suspiciously, that they changed the coloring that you can buy so that they no longer offer one that looks exactly like this one. So maybe they want to further differentiate themselves, because now they offer a color that looks nothing like either of the colors that you can get this one in. But it is literally, I can tell you without a shadow of doubt, that Philips Flex brush is the same brush as the Curl Keeper brush. All right. I sometimes get questions about my clips, so I'll bring it up here. I get these from TJ Maxx. They come in packs. They're inexpensive. If I break them, I buy more of the same clips. So there is that. And the conditioner in my hair is the Giovanni Tea Tree conditioner. And so that's probably what's going to be in my hair most of the time when I tangle my hair. Yeah, that's what's going to be in my hair most of the time. I don't know what silent thought that I was having at that moment. So the talk part of this is going to be a revisit of the natural, what's it called? The basic natural girl tag. Let me open it up and, okay, yeah, the common natural girl tag. This tag was done so long ago and is so old that the video is unlisted on my channel. There was like a cutoff date for when I just made all the videos uploaded prior to that unlisted. I will link that video at the end of this one, because unlisted means that I can still link it. I can still, like, it still works if it's embedded somewhere or whatever. So I will link that video because I think it is fun to just see the difference. And I think I may make the effort to annotate the difference on the top of the screen between what I said then and what I said now. So true to tags back in the day, this particular tag asks a mixture of hair questions that kind of more so relate to the time that the tag was made, and a mixture of personal questions that are just like get to know me type stuff. So I thought it was fun to do because I have gained quite a few new subscribers that don't really know me very well, or, you know, maybe haven't taken the time to go to the homepage of my channel and kind of immerse themselves in kind of the basics of me or how I do things. So I felt like this was a good video to kind of be like, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Kayla. So there's that. I'm trying to not fling any water around because my hair has been up. I come right out of the shower and get right into filming these videos. So, okay, so the common natural girl tag, question number 1. Let me actually get the sections out of the way, and then that way I can read the first question. Okay, so the first question says, what's your favorite smoothie / juice drink? Like I said, it's a mixture of personal questions and a mixture of questions that have to do with hair. So if I am ordering something, I have been a long time orderer, and I'm talking years of ordering the vegan nutty super grain from Smoothie King. It's like a peanut butter smoothie. It's really good. And then if I'm making it at home, there's a smoothie I like called, like, it's like a spicy plum. So it's like actual plum, which, I mean, how often do we drink plum smoothies, right? But it's plum, and then it is also mixed with, like, I think it's cayenne powder and a couple of other like typical smoothie ingredients, of course. But I just love that it's so tart from the plums, and then you've got the spice from the cayenne. So if I'm doing a homemade smoothie, that's what I'm having. But otherwise, Smoothie King, baby. Recently, Smoothie King had these bowls. I like the bowls at Smoothie King. They're pretty good. I've tried like 2 different ones. Okay, so now we have, how long does it take for you to do your hair in the morning? Oh man, I can't even quantify it because it takes me seconds. It takes me seconds to do my hair in the morning, and that's regardless of whatever hairstyle that I'm wearing. I don't like to fuss and redo my hair. So I actually just take my hair out of the bonnet, scarf, tube, whatever I'm using to preserve it depending on the hairstyle. And then I just shake my hair out. Like, that's it. Might place it, whatever it is, and then I go. And then if ever I needed to like style my hair, like maybe I want to change a hairstyle and put a ponytail or something like that, I always do that the night before. So still in the morning, it's take my hair down, shake and go. I don't do my hair on a day-to-day basis. What you see right now is the most I do my hair, which is wash day. Number 3, what are your favorite natural girl hashtags you like to use on Twitter and Instagram? So I actually have decreased the use of hashtags. I find that my content will be seen by whoever, especially if people share the content and you make content that's really shareable. But I will do sometimes hashtag natural hair care, sometimes hashtag type 4 hair, hashtag natural hair tips depending on what type of post it is that I'm making. Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't really use hashtags a whole lot anymore. I feel like the hashtag isn't as in vogue as it once was. So there's not a lot of hashtags going on. Okay, so number 4, what is your hair type? I typically just categorize my hair as type 4 hair just because I think once you get any more detail than that, you're kind of just getting in the weeds, and getting into the weeds in a way that just doesn't matter. When you get into like the 4A, 4B, 4C, whatever, because a lot of people have different standards for how and when they type your hair. Like they may only say, well, you can only type your hair when it's wet. So if I type my hair like this, you know, some people are going to think one way, but then if I type my hair when I have my curls defined and I don't do any kind of like twirling or brushing or manipulation that would make the curl pattern created from anything, right? There's people who would say that that's my curl pattern or that's my hair type. So honestly, if someone asks my hair type, I just say type 4 because we all kind of generally understand what kind of hair that is, and then I leave it at that. I don't feel the need to go any deeper than that or to further, deeper classify my hair. And I feel like a lot of people are like that now. I don't think we feel the need to do it. I feel like the only people who really do that are people who are more so classifying their hair as 4C, which I do not. So, okay. Number 5, tell us your worst hair horror story. You know what? That's a difficult one. I feel like anything that's bad that's happened with my hair has been something that happened gradually, something that happened over time. I haven't really just like had a story where like my hair is just horrible, or just because of the way I guess the way that I take things, I sometimes don't take it as horrible. I'm like, it's whatever. There was one time I dyed my hair and it only took in the front, so it's like a patch in the front right. I rocked it. It was a look. I mean, there was a time that I had stretched my hair out back when I was really into stretching, and some of my hair broke off after that. I grew it back. So I don't think I really have like a sudden or like shocking like hair horror story that I could really give you for that one. Number 6, do you let people touch your hair? Explain. So I really haven't had too many people ask to touch my hair. I feel like that's like a less of a thing now. I did used to be a teacher, and sometimes kids would ask to touch my hair, and I'd be like, why? Why? I was like, you know, and I think sometimes when you ask them why, they just kind of stop asking. So I guess I don't let people touch my hair. I just feel like there's a preliminary. Like if you want to touch my hair, I'm going to ask you why. And then I'm going to say, do people touch your hair? Like I'm going to ask you and I'm going to turn it back on you. And so for a lot of people, that's awkward. And so then at that point, they've lost the desire to want to touch the hair anyway at that point, because now they're like she's questioning me, and I don't really have the answers, and I don't know why I want to touch her hair anymore, so I don't want to do it. So I guess the answer is no, I don't let people touch my hair, but it's not a whatever, it's just me questioning them, like, why do you want to touch my hair? What's the point? Okay, so then, are you a natural? And I'm gonna say the N word that rhymes with Fonzie. I don't really want to use this word. I'm so glad that it fell out of vogue to use this word and associate with the natural hair community. We don't use it anymore, but I feel like the original of that word is so horrible that I don't think it needs to be reused and repurposed. I mean, because of the atrocities against the people in the past. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really feel like we should reuse that word. So I'm not going to. But basically, it was someone who was really militant about natural hair. They think everybody should go natural. They're leaving mean comments under people's stuff if they're relaxed. So you're self-hating. And also, they had a very particular view of how natural hair should be done. And, like, it was seen negatively if you defined your curls and stuff like that. And this was definitely more of a persona in the past. It's not really as big of a deal today in modern times. And so, no, I am not one of them. I really don't care what you're doing with your hair. I feel like when people are ready to go natural, they're ready. And I feel like this is the same thing I say about being a vegan. I say my presence is the activism. Like, I don't have to tell you about all of these reasons why to be vegan because you see me, you're regularly exposed to me, I'm eating dinner with you, or, you know, breaking bread with you, you're constantly watching that. That's exposing you. So I feel like the same way with natural hair. Like, I'm just going to wear my natural hair and do me. And I think the people that are noticing it. They absorb it over time. And if they want to go natural, they will. Like, I don't have to say anything. Sometimes people have to be exposed to something a lot of times before they make the decision to go over to whatever it is. So I don't feel the need to preach and be mean to people. What's a natural girl problem you go through regularly? You know what? I think the natural girl problem I go through regularly is just one that is because I'm a YouTuber and I create this problem, but it might be that my hair doesn't always come out looking the same. But I feel like I have created that problem because as a content creator, I'm like trying different things and, you know, doing different combos and stuff like that. And so it creates an environment where my hair looks different. But if I used the same products all the time and did the same things all the time, I would probably get a little bit more consistency in how my hair comes out. But I know there are some people where that is an actual problem just because it is a problem and they're trying to work on their technique or whatever to get consistency in their hair. So favorite natural hair vloggers and bloggers. I enjoy A Love For Me's content. You have to really watch through her vlogs and stuff, but they still have hair content in them. And I still think it's valuable what she shares. You just have to watch through the vlogs to see the hair content. But it's still hair content. I like Fo. I like her approach, especially talking about like issues surrounding hair, black women, stuff like that. I like Natural Ray Ray. I find that I watch a lot of her stuff. NJ Eberhardt, I like her stuff. And African Hair God, I do think that he says a lot of things that are really valuable as well. So, you know, despite sometimes he's a little hype sometimes, but he does say things that are valuable as well. And I've been a very long time subscriber. I'm talking before he had a cosmetology license. He was in college. He was in his bathroom doing his own hair. So, I remember when African Hair God had hair, okay? Favorite old school celebrity naturalista? Okay, I love Diana Ross's hair. That kind of like combed out look is so epic. It's diva, it's special occasion, it's event. It's wonderful. I also like Rachel True's hair, and I like Cree Summer, and I think kind of what I like about their hair is probably the fact that the color is what I really like. And if you watch the shows that those two women were on, there was always trash talk about their hair. It's really, really negative if you watch like A Different World and Half and Half. They would always be saying bad stuff about their hair, and I think that's just a sign of the times. I think today's world, people would think their hair is awesome, but yeah, a lot of jokes and stuff like that. Number, am I on 11? 11. Are you a product junkie? No, absolutely not. I do not like clutter. I do not like excess things. We do not have a lot of hair products up in here. I do stock up for Black Friday, and I have had someone comment on one of my old Black Friday videos, I'm like, this is wasteful. And I'm like, you don't know me. You do not know me, because these products, every single one will be used. I knew some hair got tied up in this bun. It's like every single one of these products will be used, and at the end of the year, they'll be gone, and I'll buy some more products. This is not me being wasteful. This is me buying all the products that you probably use in a general year, but just buying them up front at a discount price. So no, I am not a product junkie. I do, and you know what? I do sometimes though, if something runs out, I'll go get something else. So I'm still product curious. You know, like if my shampoo runs out, I might buy a different one than the one that I was previously using. So I still explore products, but just not in a buy them all and have them under your counter type way like people think of when they think of a traditional product junkie. I don't feel the need to do that, because then I would have to store all of that and have all of that in my house. And I'm not with that. So, okay. And if you could change anything about your hair, what would you change? I probably would change the color. I probably would dye it. Do a color or something like that. That's interesting. And I have dyed my hair in the past. I just haven't in any recent times dyed my hair. But yeah, that's one change I could see myself doing, is dyeing it eventually. Number 13, how do men react to your hair? I don't know. Child, I've been married 11 years. I don't know. I don't think men react negatively to my hair. I didn't experience like anyone looking at me like I was ugly because of my hair. You know, when I was a teacher, the little boys would compliment my hair. They're men in training, right? So, I mean, I don't know. And my husband likes my hair. He actually prefers natural hair. So, I mean, how do men react? And then, what's an annoying question people ask about your hair? Ooh, you know what? The questions about difficulty, because a lot of them aren't really questions, they're statements. Like, they're just assuming my hair is difficult to manage. Those are kind of annoying, because that's not my experience. I don't experience difficult to do hair, and that's not because I have a magical hair type or whatever. It's because simply put, I know what I'm doing. Like, I know a lot of people struggle to detangle their hair, right? You guys just watch me in this video, like, easily detangle my hair. I'm talking, I'm reading something off the phone, I'm doing whatever. Like, I'm not struggling to detangle my hair in any way, shape, or form. That's also partially to do with, like, how I take care of my hair as a whole, and how I was wearing it last week, and that kind of stuff. That plays a role. Also, how frequently you wash your hair plays a role too. But all that aside, my hair is not difficult to take care of, and it's kind of annoying when people assume that and ask those kind of questions. Number 15. Would you consider getting a perm again? And by the way, black people in our culture, we call it a perm, but it's really a relaxer. Why or why not? Getting a perm again for $1 million, if I didn't say that part. That's big, broken, desperate energy, no? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, do it for some money? Nah. Because the thing is, my last relaxer was so bad it burned. Like, I could feel the wind blowing over my scalp. It hurt. Like, why would I put myself through physical pain for money? That's just desperate. Ain't no way. How do you usually style your hair? I would say about 90% of the time I wear a wash and go. And the wash and go varies in the look. Sometimes it's more defined, sometimes it's less, sometimes it's puffy, sometimes it's a little, you know. Again, like I said, with the switching the products, that causes some of the variety in how my wash and go looks. But then, the other 10% or whatever is split between like buns, twist outs, braid outs, bantu knot outs, like set hairstyles. And still I wear my hair out anyway despite those styles. So absolutely, wearing a wash and go makes it a little easier for me to care for my hair as well. There's not as much uphill battle when I go to do my hair, and my hair is typically still hydrated when I go to wash it. And I don't feel bad about washing it super frequently because it's not like I'm like, dang, I did all that work for that bantu knot out, or dang, I did all that work for that twist out and I want to wash it out. Like, girl. So there's that for that. And then the last question on this tag was so funny. It's like, what's your favorite Ratchet song out right now? You know what? I originally had planned to do this video like a couple of months ago and just pushed it because there was some other stuff that I wanted to get out ahead of it. So when I originally wrote the notes, I'll just read you the song that I put because I can't think of a song right now. But the song was Ain't Gonna Answer. It features Lil Wayne. I don't remember the name of the artist. I did know the name of the artist, but yeah. So it was a song that's like, you can call her phone and I'll probably answer. Go, go, go. I love that song. Absolutely love that song. But I'm sure there are other Ratchet songs that have come out since then that I do like. I am someone who, I like Ratchet music. I mean, but it still has to be good. It can't just be no random stuff. Like, I'm not really liking some of this stuff that's coming out from Sexy Red. Like, I'm not into what she be talking about. I mean, I'm not gonna say she a bad artist because clearly she making money and she coming out with stuff. But like, Ratchet with a reason, you know what I mean? Ratchet with a cause. So, that being said, like I said earlier, I am going to link the original video so you guys can see the difference in my answers because it was years and years and years ago. So I probably have answered completely different than what I just answered now. I'm going to let YouTube recommend another video, maybe the Detangle and Talk playlist. Subscribe, y'all. I post videos every week, and I will talk to you in the next one.